What's up, a Cinema Shogun here, and today has been a hectic day in the Quinton Simon case. Don't get me wrong, no protesters have been arrested outside of the house yet today. That may happen sometime soon, you never know with this case. But Leilani, the mother of Quinton Simon, she spoke out for the first time. This is the first time we literally got to hear her voice and hear her say anything about her missing son. But not just that, everyone has been asking, where's Quinton's biological father? What's up with Quinton's dad? How come we haven't heard about Quinton's dad? Well, today, Quinton's dad actually did an interview as well. And he had a lot to say about Leilani. He downright basically called her evil. And we will get to that in just a moment. But first, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Ring that notification bell so you can be notified of all the real updates in this case. Hit a thumbs up so it'll help my video and the algorithm a little bit. And drop a comment down below and just let me know your overall thoughts about this case. And then drop another comment at the end of the video and let me know what you think about everything in this video. Now, without further ado, let's just go hop right inside of this article because I'm interested in finding out what Quinton Simon's dad has to say. Exclusive. She told police I took him overnight. Quinton Simon's father reveals the Georgia toddler's prime suspect mother tried to pin the 18-month-old's disappearance on him, but he says he hasn't seen his son in months. The mother, named as a suspect in the murder of her 20-month-old son, Quinton Simon, tried to pin his disappearance on his biological father. Leilani Simon told police that her ex-lover snatched the toddler from her Savannah home in the darkness of night, prompting police to track him down and confront Quinton's long-absent father shortly after she reported him missing on October 5th. Let's pause right there. Because this right here, if anything, it proves to me that Leilani is guilty. Because peep this out. She says she doesn't remember what happened, right? I don't remember what happened to Quinton. But if I did it, then I guess I'll turn myself in. But I don't know what happened to my son. But you blamed it on his dad. So either you remember something or you don't. You remembered enough to blame it on other people. But I don't remember if I did it. But hey, I think, his dad came and snatched him. No. I'm going to tell you right now. I open my mind to all possibilities in these cases. For 100%, there's not a shadow of a doubt in my mind that no one came in that house and snatched that baby up. Damn sure not this guy that doesn't even live in Savannah. But let's just go ahead and go forward. So Quinton's dad was tracked down at his home 85 miles from Savannah and gave an interview. Henry Moss, who is known as Bubba, revealed how his ex tried to blame him for the boy's vanishing. Leilani tried to blame it on me, the shaggy-haired 24-year-old said in a soft southern drawl. He said he was mowing his boss's lawn when police pulled up. They asked, "Did I have him? When was the last time I was in Savannah?" He recalled. They told Leilani said I came and got him overnight. Bubba, who lives in Girard, Georgia, a rural town of only 250 people, told police that he hadn't been anywhere near Savannah for a month when he installed an air conditioner near Tybee Island, where Leilani and her mother, Billy Jo, were seen downing tequila shots in a bar a week after Quinton's disappearance. Bubba vowed that he told police the truth, that he was home when Quinton disappeared, and that he left for work at 7:40 that morning. He said he presented alibis, and there was also CCTV footage from the next door gas station that proved he didn't leave his home overnight. So pause right there for a moment. If there was any doubt in your mind that maybe the father, the biological father, has anything to do with this, go ahead and cross that out of your mind. They have already found out from CCTV footage at the gas station across the street from his house that he didn't leave the house that night. And, we have to check off these boxes in a situation like this because you don't want to leave any stone unturned. But I got to be honest, I think we all kind of know what happened here. I feel like and I'm not someone that likes to jump the gun in these type of situations. But in this one, I'm not even going to say anything. Let's go forward. At the time, it was still a missing persons case. I told police, "She gonna hurt that baby," he recalled. "She's gonna hurt that baby." I said I didn't know what was going on. Hell, I haven't heard from her in 6 to 7 months. During the interview, Bubba proceeded to share his turbulent backstory with the woman suspected of killing her son. Bubba, who has 2 daughters with another woman, said he met Leilani at a swimming hole in 2019. Leilani had her own child, Zane. They started dating, and she became pregnant with Quinton in 2020. She initially kept it a secret. She didn't tell me until months later that she was pregnant. I didn't have no say in it, really. He said Leilani went all the way down to Alabama to give birth to Quinton in January 2021. So Bubba's name wasn't even on the original birth certificate. She then returned home. He was happy, always smiling, Bubba said of Quinton. He really didn't scream a lot. He was a good baby. He said the tipping point in their relationship came in February 2021 after he was served with an arrest warrant for breaking into a trailer home back in June of 2020. Leilani had already been arrested for the crime committed in the mobile home park in nearby Waynesboro, where she was living with her mother, Billie Jo Howell. Leilani, however, blamed Bubba. A police incident report states that Leilani allegedly cut her way through a screen window and stole $50 worth of change from a coin jar. The 40-year-old victim who owned the trailer called the cops. When asked who he thought was responsible, he pointed out a female later identified as Leilani Marie Simon, who lives next door and was currently standing outside at the moment, the investigator states in the report. I then spoke with Miss Simon, and while doing so, she admitted to entering the camper and taking all of the change from inside of the coin jar. Miss Simon added that her child's father, Henry Bubba Moss, came over at approximately 8 a.m. today and convinced her to help him enter the camper. Miss Simon stated that since he couldn't fit through the window, she did instead, the report adds. Leilani was charged with first-degree burglary, a felony. It was pleaded down to criminal trespassing, court records show, and she was given 12 months of probation. She is still on that probation and another probationary period for a 2021 theft in North Carolina. Pause. What in the world? So we now know that she has a history of blaming crimes on other people. Instead of taking the accountability for what she did, breaking into a freaking mobile home, she's like, oh, my boyfriend did it with me. It's my boyfriend's fault. It ain't my fault. Blame Bubba. That's basically what she did. So what do you think she's going to do when her kid winds up missing? I'm going to blame Bubba again. Damn, Bubba. You done messed around with the wrong one. Fellas, you got to be careful who you lay down with. You don't want to pop out babies with someone like her. I would never want to sleep with a woman that steals change out of coin jars in mobile home areas, or any area for that matter. Like, what is wrong with you? You are breaking into campers and stealing change so you can buy your drug of choice. And then you blame Bubba. Let's go back in. Hold on. Before we go back in, take note of this. So Leilani is on probation for something totally different, right? For stealing, I think, like some gum and like food from a gas station. That's a totally different probation. And then she's also on probation for this thing that happened in where was this? All right, she's on probation in North Carolina. We already knew about that. But she's also on probation for breaking into this trailer. She's on like 2 different probations right now. And I guess it didn't violate her other Guys, anyone else in the world would be in jail right now. How is she not in jail right now? But let's go forward. A warrant was then issued for Bubba's arrest in the Waynesboro case. But he said he didn't know it at the time. Later that summer, a woman in another trailer there had her black and white Harley Davidson wallet stolen. The owner confronted Leilani, who blamed Bubba again. Mrs. Simon stated Mr. Henry Moss had stolen it, the incident report states. But the report points out that the victim didn't witness the theft and no arrest was made. The property owner says that he evicted Leilani and Billy Joe, who was working as a union worker at a nearby nuclear plant that summer. Leilani then moved in with Bubba in the nearby city of Hiltonia. But their relationship proved a disaster. Bubba described her as a cheater and a liar. A homemaker who spent her days snorting booger sugar and smoking happy grass. She did booger sugar every day, all day, as much as she freaking could, he said. Leilani also exhibited a violent temper and would lash out at him when she was craving more booger sugar, according to Bubba. When she didn't get no money from me to get any effing booger sugar, she'd go crazy, he said. She even hit me a few times in the face. He said Leilani would also sleep with other men to get cash for booger sugar. Everything fell apart after he received the arrest warrant in mid-February 2021. He had his best friend Morgan record her admitting that she framed him. Here's what was said in the phone call. I'm saying, why did you do that though? Bubba could be heard telling Leilani on the recording, that is effed up. I can't believe it still, huh? What? You gonna tell them the effing truth now or what? And then Leilani replies, yes, Bubba, I'm gonna tell them the truth. I've already called up there. They have so many different effing recording messages when you call them. I'm going to tell them the truth, Bubba, that you didn't do anything. I know, but damn. You shouldn't be lying and everything else. That we be together and everything else, Bubba says back. Damn, man. You effed up my life with this, he continues. I got locked up. I mean, it's effing stupid. Why I'm so mad? There should have never been no mother effing charges, he argues. The 5-minute recording also shed light on other aspects of their relationship. At the time, Quinton was only about 7 weeks old, and Bubba was still questioning whether he was even the actual father or not. I'll keep the baby and take care of him and all. So if he's mine, we're going to get a DNA test, he said. If he's mine, I want to put his mother effing name right on his birth certificate and change his last name. He can live with me. I'll do that. Put him in mother effing daycare, whatever I've got to do. I'll take care of him. I promise you that. He then accuses her of sleeping with other men to suggest that maybe he's not the father. I ain't effed nobody but Bubba Moss in 2021, Leilani screams. I ain't never effed Tim either. That boy's a child. Wait, hold on here. What? There's a lot going on here. So Leilani blamed Bubba for stealing Quinton, blamed Bubba for stealing a wallet, blamed Bubba for forcing her to rob this freaking trailer. Bubba, you got it bad. You got it bad, Bubba. You better be happy you hightailed your ass out of there, because you would have been wrapped up in all of this madness now. Bubba, you dodged a bullet. Almost. You kind of still took one, but you didn't take a direct shot. But what? I didn't F Tim. That's a boy. He's a child. So wait, now Leilani is accused of effing minors as well? Is Leilani sleeping with teenagers for booger sugar? Find out next time on Cinema Shogun. But for real, I don't know what's going on at this point. Bubba just came in and dropped a bombshell. Quinton Simon's dad did not come to play around. He revealed it all. But let's go ahead and go for it. I got to see what's coming next. Let's go further. After the argument, Bubba and Leilani split up. She left town later that year. The only reason I'm not in Quinton's life is because she left. She was not welcome here anymore with all of her lying and stealing. Bubba has experienced his own trouble with the law, admitting he's previously been arrested for fighting, criminal trespassing, and possession of happy grass. At the time of the disappearance, Leilani was living in Savannah with Quinton and Zane and her boyfriend, Danny Youngkin, Billy Joe, and her husband, Thomas Howell. I wonder how Thomas Howell would feel about Billy Joe flirting with young waiters in Tybee Island. Billy Joe obtained legal custody of Quinton and his now 3-year-old brother Zane, but she was reportedly out of town on October 5th. Police say Quinton was last seen by his mother's boyfriend, Youngkin, around 6 a.m. It wasn't until after 9 a.m. that he was reported missing. Bubba said cops from the local sheriff's office confronted him later that morning. The next day, he drove to Savannah and spoke with the FBI. They wanted to talk to me, he said. They were asking me a lot more questions about her. He said investigators also had him take a DNA test to prove his paternity, and it came back a match. The next night, he stopped by Billy Joe's house to speak with Leilani and her mother, who were gathered in the backyard. To him, it seemed more like a party than a time of grief. Every one of them was high as a kite and drunk as all hell. Leilani was on something. She wasn't even crying when I walked up. She was laughing and having a good time with everybody. It looked like a party. I did not tell her what the FBI told me. All I said was, how did Quinton go missing? How did a 20-month-old go walk out? She didn't have anything to say to me, he added. She said that she was sorry and that she didn't know what happened to him. That's all she does is lie. He said that a few minutes after he spoke with her, she cried. Authorities would drain the backyard pool, which was full when Bubba stopped by. A week after the disappearance, the police announced that they believed Quinton was dead and named his mother as the prime suspect. Bubba said that he's shocked Leilani has not been arrested yet. I can't believe she ain't locked up now. She's a terrible person and she's going to jail or hell. She's evil. She shouldn't be out here in society. She didn't want him. If she didn't want him, she could have told me. I would have come and gotten him. Whoa, man. Quinton Simon's dad just came in and went full scorched earth on Leilani, Billy Joe, and the whole family. So he came over pretty early on, and he said it was a party. Leilani was on something, Billy Joe's on something, everyone's drunk, everyone's on pills, everyone's laughing, eating in the backyard, having a grand old time. And he has to walk up and talk to her, look her eye to eye, and she sits there and doesn't cry, doesn't show any emotions, Sorry, I don't know what happened to your son. Bubba, you are a better man than me. Because Lord knows, I don't know what I would have done in that situation. If something happened to my child, like what happened to Quinton, and I walked into that backyard and people were laughing and partying, living it up, drunk and high as hell, I would probably be in jail for murder my damn self. I don't play like that. Bubba, you got a lot of willpower, but I am glad you did this interview because you gave everyone a better idea of the type of person Leilani is. I've heard a lot about her. I've heard a lot about Billy Joe. I've heard a lot about this entire family. And it's nice that I didn't have to come out and put all their drama out on Front Street because other people did it for me. And I'm glad that he stepped up and he said all of this. Because it goes to show that she, not only is she a dirty, conniving, sneaky criminal, she does not like taking accountability. And instead of taking accountability, she will point the finger elsewhere. And even when she's going down, even when she's already gone down, she's still pointing the finger, wanting other people to be at blame. Bubba was blamed for how many different crimes by this woman? He hasn't even talked to her in 7 or 8 months, and she's blaming him for the disappearance of Quinton. But now she's like, I don't know what happened. I can't remember. I don't know. But you knew enough to blame this guy for it because you blamed him for everything else within the past few years. I hope and pray that she does not get away with this. I really do. Because hearing how can I put this? Doing what she did is one thing. I can't forgive that. You understand? Like, what she did was horrible. But it makes it even worse when you're trying to pin it on random innocent people around you. You tried to pin it on Bubba. You tried to pin it on the babysitter. And now you're trying to pin it on your other boyfriend. I don't know what else there is to say. But I am downright disgusted. And all this pointing the finger elsewhere definitely shows me that you're guilty. And if you're watching this, I want you to know that. You blaming other people is what makes me 100% believe that you're guilty. Because either you don't remember shit or you remember something. And if you don't remember something or you don't remember anything, then there should be no need for finger pointing. But you're pointing the finger everywhere but yourself when it's obvious what happened here. But everyone, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.